You had no right.
Struggling tonight.
Not today.
Oh, I don't drink in the morning.
Oh, man.
Glad you're here tonight.
That's good, man. That's a good thing.
I keep wanting to look at this. Hey, I'm looking at this camera, but I really need to look at that one.
Sonoma Sideshow.
All right, welcome to Sonoma Sideshow, recorded at Grim Reaper Studios, located somewhere at the base of the beautiful Blue Mountains in eastern Oregon. I'm your host, Les the Snowman Kinnear. Look who's back.
What up, everybody?
It's the Burns, Joe Burns.
I am me.
What is new?
Yeah, man.
Anything since the last time you were here?
No, but that doesn't mean I'm not full of zest in life.
Now, you just got off work.
I did just get off work.
I grabbed you before you could get home, so...
Mhm. Yeah, it was I just got off work today, and I thought that'd be a good day to go and record something.
Right, and it is.
It is.
And we're going to, we want to touch on sports.
Oh, hell yeah.
We want to touch on some strange news.
Okay.
And just whatever else comes up as we go. So
Sounds great.
What did you bring for news tonight?
I might have to think for a minute.
That's all right. I'm just kidding.
Hey, did you hear about that image that's like supposedly an image of a bear's face on Mars?
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
That was.
Come on, Elon.
When are we going to get there, though? That's the question.
That's why I'm saying, come on, Elon.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the strange news because I didn't have too much time, so I got a few things gathered here.
Okay.
And these are things that I've just been hearing recently
Yeah.
also. So have you heard about this tech company that's going to bring back the dodo bird?
Yes,
And
dude,
the-
and the woolly mammoth. Yes, yes.
And I have the article here. I mean,
Yada yada, a lot of science stuff. But
it also says the Tasmanian wolf. And they're going to apparently bring all these back. I mean, I thought I heard that the woolly was pretty much, they're doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of. I've been seeing a lot of articles about that too. I think it's cool. I mean, there's going to be obviously. You're going to have half the people are going to be like, oh, that's awesome. I would love to see what a woolly mammoth looked like.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have the other half that are going to be like, no, they're extinct. You can't play God.
I know, but if they just mix the woolly mammoth with the current, what is it called? The Japanese elephant? It's the main one that you'll see in the circuses and stuff.
Oh, Indian.
Okay, whichever.
Or the Asian elephant or
Asian,
whatever.
that's what I'm thinking. Asian. That's who they were going to cross it with, and they can bring it back. But what do we do with it?
I don't know.
Eat it, or are we just more mouths to feed? I mean, where are we going with this?
Are they gonna, are they gonna release them to a preserve up in the Arctic?
That's true.
I mean, who knows? It's been the dodo. I don't understand
that either. But we could maybe that's better than turkey. We don't know.
But it's like, okay, you're gonna bring back woolly mammoth. You're gonna bring back a dodo. It's like, shit. What's next? It's like Jurassic Park, just a premonition of what's to come.
It really could happen. That would be weird. That would be
very weird
and scary.
That'd be terrifying, dude.
Yeah,
we would not survive as a species. We would not survive if like dinosaurs came back in numbers. They'd eat us.
Which one would you want to die by? T-Rex?
Whichever one could get it over the quickest. Probably whichever one would just like obliterate me in one bite. So like a.
Did you see that that video, that boulder that went through that lady's house also? It was in Hawaii, I believe.
Damn.
Again, I mean, I got the video right here. A large boulder crashes through a Hawaii home and nearly struck the woman inside. She wasn't injured, but it did significant damage. And in the video, she's headed towards the kitchen, and it just goes right in front of her. And it's a size of, it's huge. Like, it would have killed her. And then it went and demolished her kitchen and everything. But just missed her by a little bit.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's
What's this? What do we got here?
Oh, this is just one of the last high school basketball games I went to. They were selling these for $1 or $2. It's to fund the seniors, the senior class, you know, activities for them. And just Pilot Rock Rockets.
Yes, Pilot Rock Rockets.
And Pilot Rock Rockets.
Is it true that Rocket Pride is statewide?
Rocket Pride is worldwide.
Okay, right on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to segue. I just saw that on your...
No, it's totally fine. Segues are fun.
So we got the boulder, and then the only other thing I had was, and I don't really have the... I mean, essentially, I heard this on some other show, that toilet injuries are like 40,000 toilet injuries and deaths a year.
Deaths. Death by toilet.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, here it is. We get 40,000 toilet-related injuries each year, and it goes on. People even died. They start...
Damn.
And I'm thinking, how does that happen?
I don't know. You come home drunk, I guess, and you go to sit down, and you don't put the seat down, and you sit down too hard, or maybe you go to sit down, and you got a long scrotum that, you know, swings back and gets caught.
Didn't you say that's your problem?
Yeah, and it swings back and gets caught on the toilet seat, or you sit on it and it burst one. I don't know. I just find that being a little. How do you? I mean, it has to be head in, like slipping and falling and hitting your head is got probably the biggest one.
Right.
You know, something along those lines.
But I mean, I know a lot of people die on the toilet from drugs. You know, you might be drugged out or choke or whatever. On the toilet, but
no, that does happen. But toilet related injuries.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, that's. Whew. I hope I never take part in that statistic.
Let's see if we can get Blakester on the line here.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I can. You entertain the crowd, Joe.
Okay. In other news,
there you go.
There is none. No, I kid. We are nearing spring. We are at the halfway point between winter and spring solstice. So, you got good things coming.
Keep going.
All right. Let's see what else we got going on right now. It's a quite gloomy day outside. My weather forecast is the next week is just going to be looking just like this. It's quite chilly, a little wet, breezy at times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Blake, he's not picking up right now, so we'll do sports here in a minute.
Okay.
I really like where you were going with that. I mean, just hand it over to you, and you just on the spot.
Next time, I will show up with an agenda.
Yeah. Well, it's not we don't need an agenda.
Yeah.
We could talk about anything we want, right?
Well, I know, but if you're gonna start talking about news, like come up with something.
I know.
Next
time.
Yes.
We are going to probably win awards for the show. So
I hope so. Maybe Joe Rogan will get us on his show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. To clean the office or... All right. Sports. Football.
We got Super Bowl LVIIXI4II. I don't know which one it is.
Beautiful.
And where's it at this year? It's in Vegas, right?
I don't even know at this moment.
Shit.
Yeah, where is it? We weren't prepared for that.
We were not prepared for it. Super Bowl coming up here soon. Eagles taking on the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Pretty good matchup. Two very good teams. I do love me some Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He does sound like Kermit the Frog, but hey, it's okay. As long as he's throwing the football. But you got to love the Eagles too, man. They've had a pretty stellar season. It's a toss-up for me. But my heart tells me that Pat Mahomes is going to let the world know,
really,
that he is the best in the league right now. So I think my prediction. I think it's going to be a nail biter, but I'm going to say Chiefs over the Eagles, 28-24.
Interesting. Do you have money on it?
No.
Not a gambler.
No. I do fantasy football, and that's about as risque as I get.
Okay, well, and I don't really watch football, so I don't really have. And Blake was supposed to be our sports analyst,
right?
I mean, that is what he's going to school for, but But apparently he is.
Apparently, your dad's podcast isn't the right spot to start exercising your collegiate skills.
He might even have class today. I don't know.
Probably.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, but I do know a little something about. I've been watching the UFC and the mixed martial arts, so I do know Saturday we have UFC Vegas 68.
Okay. And
So-
who do any title fights? What are their title fights on that one?
No titles. Just some good fights.
Okay, what do
And
we
I don't
got?
even know a lot of these guys, but I recognize. I know the main card, Derek Lewis.
I love Derek
against-
Lewis.
against Spivak, or I don't know how you.
Because my balls is hot.
That's him. Yeah.
Love Derek
So
Lewis.
it should be a good one. It should be great. I'm looking forward to it. But I was hoping Blake could fill us in on the rest of the
Who else
card.
we
And
got on there?
I mean, I'm looking. I can't even say some of these.
When's Sean fight again?
He doesn't know yet. Doesn't know. They don't have anything planned just yet. He's hoping in the spring, but
Yeah. What's he ranked now?
number one.
Is he? So they're gonna get. They better
Yeah.
give him a title shot. Damn it.
Yeah. We'll see.
Is
It's
Blake
getting close.
gonna be like in his corner?
No, but he'll be back at the crib kicking it, getting it ready for him probably.
Yeah. No kidding.
But
Should see if we can get some tickets.
that's why I wore this. Actually, I'm celebrating because I'm excited because I like to watch. I like fight night.
Yeah.
So I had this old sports jacket, and then this is apparently Dana White's brand of spirit, and it's kind of a leftover. I think it was found on the street, but it's kind of cool. Anyways,
Hey, it goes great with the jacket.
but
Yes.
another thing that was going to be cool is, I mean, cool but kind of sad in mixed martial arts. Bellator 290,
Mm-hmm.
Fedor Emelianenko.
Against.
He's going against. I forget the guy's name. I forget his name now, and I don't have it pulled up right here. But I just know he's fighting. He's 46 years old,
That's crazy, dude.
and I think he's on a losing streak. But going back, just in his prime, because they all have their primes.
Oh, absolutely. He was a beast.
They all have their primes, but
He's bad,
I mean,
man.
just the coldest, excited person you've ever seen in the face of battle.
Mirko Crow Cop.
I mean, he just stands there,
Yeah.
and then
In fact, I think didn't they fight once, and it was just kind of like both of them, just like these two stoic ass,
yeah.
Eastern Europeans that are just like just hard as nails. Like Mirko Crow Cop is not just like a badass mixed martial artist. Like the dude is like special forces in his
Right.
country. He's like straight killed people with his hands. It's like, man, yeah,
That is cool. Yeah.
That would scare the crap out of me
Yeah.
to like know that. It's like, okay, all I'm trying to do is score some points, maybe knock this dude out. This dude's like straight up killed people.
Yeah.
What if I trigger something by accidentally thumbing him in the eye or whatever, and it blacks out.
Right. You're just horsing around.
boom, next thing you know, I'm paced.
Yeah.
Of course, I would never, I'm well past my prime of stepping into any sort of ring other than an onion ring or a flotation ring in a pool or something like that. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
That
I mean,
ship
I
has
know what
sailed,
you're,
bro.
Yeah, of course. It always sells for everyone. But speaking of that, it makes me think of, and I think I've talked about this before, but when I had went and visited Blake in AZ, we went to his friends, Tim Welch that has the gym there. We went to his gym, and I got to watch it a couple times, the Jiu-Jitsu training and stuff.
Mhm.
But one of the nights that I went, and this was the last time I went before I left, I decided I was going to, have some beer before we went. I was just hanging out at Blake's house, and so I drank, several.
Mhm.
Got a good buzz on, was all excited about going to the fight, or going to watch him roll and everything, and
Right.
because there's a nice leather couch here. Well, another thing, speaking of getting older, is I can't hold my bladder very long anymore. And I thought to myself, you don't know what you're getting into here. Like what
Yeah, man.
what the place is set up like, or is there a communal bathroom? I mean, so I didn't think about it. I get in there, and then it's just hot and muggy.
You
and
pissed on the couch.
there's everybody around us, and you know, I've got my shorts on, I'm barefoot because, you know, you got to take your shoes off. So I'm just sitting there, I'm watching everybody. And then I feel that little twinge, you know, where you're going. Yeah. And then and again, I don't want them to even know I'm there, right? I'm realizing that every person in this room could destroy me. And there's like children to guys older than me. And it just was humbling. It was really humbling. Right. But anyways, I sit there and I'm like, oh my God, it starts getting worse and worse. I'm starting to get fidgety. And I'm like, where's the bathroom? I don't know where the bathroom is. And there was one kind of where his office was, but you can't use that anymore. So the only bathroom that's available, you have to walk through everyone while they're rolling.
Oh God.
In the back. And there's a little bathroom there, right? So I was like, I can't do that. I can't go tiptoe through these guys, you know, and I'm having to pee really bad. I got to where I knew that it was Mayday, right? Yeah. Mayday. I almost thought about running outside and peeing, just at like, because I was scared. And I looked at the guys that has the gym, Tim. He was talking to somebody. I go, hey Tim, where's the bathroom? And he kind of points, and I know where it's at, but I want to make sure. And so it's like that, you know. And I tippy-toed right through people, like kind of dodging, go all the way over there, get in the bathroom, and it's already started to come out. I've got to go, and
pre-release.
I don't, yeah, and I don't know that I even told Blake this, but you know, when I undid everything and brought it out, I peed all over, and then got it in, you know, finished going pee, and they're all still. There's other people that want to get in this single bathroom, and they're all in geese, you know, and stuff. So now I'm nervous because, of course, they went on break after when I'm in there. So now I'm wiping it up, cleaning it, everything, getting it ready, and I'm like, you know, Blake had just started going to that gym, and so I'm like, imagine, hey, your dad's the one that pissed all over the, you know,
gym. So, you're the gym pisser.
But it was a Mayday situation.
I've been there, dude.
And when I came out and walked back over, I thought someone had punched me. I mean, it just hurt because I'd held it so long.
Yeah, no, that's not healthy, man. There was like a leader back in like the medieval or something like that, the Middle Ages, that like didn't want to be rude to his party guests or whatever, so he held his urine until his bladder burst and killed him.
Oh my goodness. I've come close to that, I think.
Yeah. No, I think I would just, I mean, rather, I would just piss my pants. I mean, I'm the king. Who cares?
I know. You're right.
You know? I
just didn't want to embarrass Blake. And honestly, you made me think of that. I did this one other time. I was driving, and I'd been down to the local Prodigal Son brewery, and I had a beer with a guy I knew, and I didn't think I needed to go to the bathroom just on the way home. And I'm holding the steering wheel and I just,
oh God,
I ripped into Bi-Mart parking lot, the furthest one out. So I got the bank behind me and Bi-Mart, and I just opened the door and started going.
You started peeing?
Yeah, I had to.
I've been there.
And I probably, you know, I didn't want to pee in the car.
Oh, no, nobody wants to pee in the car.
So I'm like, imagine if I'd got ticketed for that, though.
So now, have you ever had a similar situation when you had to go boom, boom like that?
I've been lucky. Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, but
you know,
I'm not ready for that.
I've been feeling like a sneeze coming on for the last 5 minutes. Anyway, but you know those ones where it's just like, and you know, yes. like you, the pants are not functioning properly. It's like you cannot.
Of course.
Oh my God.
Of course. I remember playing a gig in Troutdale, and it was a boathouse community, and the whole band went down there, and I took Wendy, my wife, and she and I got to stay in somebody's sailboat. The only problem was you couldn't use, you know, the head on the sailboat, and the bathroom was a porta potty at the top. It's hard to explain. You had to go clear through all the docks, up the stairs, over there, and then go, and I didn't make it. But I never told Wendy for years. And then I said, remember that time? Yeah, I've got issues. I know. I shouldn't tell all my secrets.
No, I had a similar situation. I was working, and had to go. and I could have turned off to a small mountain town and handled business, but I decided I'd push it a little bit further. And speaking of push, I thought I could trust. Yep, I thought I could trust it, and
Disciplinmente.
yep, I didn't pull it back in time, and there we
ouch.
go. And yeah, so I'll save the details for another day when we go into like embarrassing stories or something. But it's something every dude and a lot of people in general have experienced
It's
in their lives.
normal.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially for men.
Yes.
There's those men who have it happen, and there's those men that it's gonna happen to.
Or they lie and say.
Or they lie,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or they lie.
It's just a fact of life.
It's Taco Bell exists, so do sharks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just hand in hand.
Had
Yeah.
some close calls. At work, we call it back to zero, right? Safety
Yeah,
days.
yeah, safety days.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been home pretty good for a while. I mean, there's been a couple close calls, especially when you get sick. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you should get a pass if you've got like a really bad like stomach bug.
Yes.
You should be able to get a pass for that.
Mulligan.
Yeah, totally. Because sometimes that just it just happens,
It does.
And
I just did. No, I'm kidding.
oh,
I'm kidding.
oh, not kidding.
Did I tell you the time that dog took a shit between my legs?
Probably, but I'd love to hear about it again.
Well, I'm thinking of poop, and I'm like, well, I was laying on a beach on Maui by myself.
Maui
Yeah.
and a dog pooped.
No one by me because I was there by myself. I was over there doing some research on something, and I was decided to spend a beach day. I'm laying there. I'm on the cell phone with a buddy back here in P-Town. And I'm laying on my stomach, so my feet are towards the ocean. My head's towards the road that, circles around there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just talking away, and I felt something. I thought maybe it was a bug on my leg, and I kind of turned around, looked behind me, and there was a golden retriever right between my legs taking a dump. Nobody else around. And then his owner runs up and goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's never done that before." And I'm on the phone to my buddy Greg, and I'm like, "Greg," he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "A dog just took a shit between my legs." And he goes, "No, it didn't. I said it did." And she was mortified. She took the golden retriever, took off. But, imagine, my legs were like that.
Right.
And, I just felt something. I turned around and I saw his back. He backed up into here and pooped. And that is true.
You saw it as a safety, like it's like, this is my cove right here. It's my
Me, of
spot.
all people. And I looked down to each side. Nobody. I mean, people were a ways away.
Right.
But,
That's hilarious. That is
just a weird story. But.
I don't think I have one that could even come remotely close to that. So
Well, I think you do. I shocked you with it. So,
yeah, just a little bit.
All right. Well, what else is going on? Like movies? What are you watching on the telly?
Oh God!
You know what I watched today?
What'd you watch today?
A 2021 show called Voyager, or no, The Voyagers.
The Voyagers.
So it's got it's about these kids. It's basically Lord of the Flies in space, and it's when Earth is, we send out an ark, if you will, of these young children, and we're going to raise them because it's going to take 3 generations to get them to the new planet where we can. And so one older guy that was the project manager, he goes to kind of keep an eye on them, but sure as shit, the kids realize that, something's not right, and they realize they're being drugged, so they don't act out, and then it goes into Lord of the Flies. They find the guns, they kill each other, it's crazy. But it was a good little movie, I thought. It was all right.
Yeah.
Science fiction's hard to make good, but
It is. I can't really think of too many movies I've watched recently. There's ones that I do want to watch. I'd like to see the new Avatar.
I do too. Yeah. Blake watched. He said it was long.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I don't know if I can sit in a theater that long, so I might just wait till it comes home on DVD. Comes out on streaming or whatever.
Because then we don't have to worry about peeing or pooping.
Right, exactly. I can watch it on my phone while I pee and poop. But I've been just kind of watching a lot of Family Guy lately. Some Simpsons, watching a lot of the Simpsons. Some SpongeBob. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, Family Guy's about as adult as it gets lately. You know, because every once in a while I might, like the other night, I did watch like a movie that I watched. You know, came out a long time ago. What the hell is it called? Kingdom of Heaven. The one, you know, that's talking. It has to do with the Crusades or whatever.
Okay.
It's pretty violent and bloody, and then the kids went to sleep early, and I was kind of being a night owl, so I watched that one. But
A night owl, you really
yeah,
hard to believe.
I know, right?
Yeah. And music.
Oh yeah. What do you want to know?
What are you doing? Are you listening? Are you playing?
I'm listening. I'm playing. I'm studying. I'm doing it all.
Besides, oh God, and I've lost their name. Your favorite band?
Tool.
Besides Tool, who else are you listening to?
You know, I've been listening to a lot. I kind of gone back to my roots. I've been listening to a lot of like thrash and speed metal lately, but I've been listening to some underground stuff that on the Sirius XM on the Liquid Metal channel. There's a couple new bands that came out, and it's very, very dark, very heavy, and now I can't remember their names. But
Why do we keep forgetting the name?
I know I need to write stuff down.
We
man.
don't even have our beer tonight.
I know I'm drinking Gatorade.
I'm vitamin water.
Oh, maybe that's why. But you know, I still listen to a lot of Tool. Listening to a lot of Joe Bonamassa. I love Joe Bonamassa.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Clutch. I don't know if you've ever listened to the band Clutch. They're kind of rocky, bluesy a little bit. You know, always throwing some Metallica and Megadeth and, you know, Slayer in there and all the classics and whatnot. But
Right.
you know, I've been.
Now you do jam a lot. You got a
Yeah.
band, kind of a band you're in. I think we talked about it before. You
Yeah,
talked about,
briefly.
what's going down there?
You know, it's just getting better and better and better and better. We're getting to the point now where we can breeze through our set list without too many issues, and we time it out, and we're right there to where we got enough material to where we could do a good long bar gig if we wanted to.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think just the next step is just maybe starting out small and doing like a little house invite only thing, and you know, get our name out there a little bit. And then I'm hoping that, you know, maybe late spring, early summer, we can, you know, get our name on maybe one of the marquees here in town, you know, Rainbow or Eagles or something like that. You know, something. But, you know, it's a lot of fun just to play, and it's challenging, and it's, you know, it's different than what I'm used to, or, you know, I've played before. It's more blues oriented now. And before I've always played, you know, rock and metal and whatnot. So, but it's fun. It's going great. You know, everybody's doing a really good job. You know, Aaron, our bass player, is just getting better and better and better and better. And Bo, our drummer, is getting better and better and better. And I'm improving, and Justin's improving, and it's really all coming together. Really,
It's
nice.
cool when a group starts playing music good together. You know?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
really,
it takes a lot of work.
You know, we're at the point now where we know the songs that we play, and we'll kind of ad lib a little bit, and we can kind of look at each other and know, like, okay, we're gonna go eight more bars of a lead right here, and you know, we might nod over at Bo, and he's got this awesome drum fill he does. It's like a flubba dubba dubba thing or whatever. It's like a paradiddle that he does, and it kicks ass, and I can't figure out how to do it the way he does, so. Anyway, I might nod to him, and he goes on a little fill doing that, and it's fun. I love it.
And you think you got like 2 hours worth of music? So like
No, we're like 4+ now.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Actually, that's quite a bit.
yeah. I mean, a lot of them are songs that we could easily like crunch down into 2 to 3 minutes, but like, you know, they're blues songs,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
You can jam them out a little longer. You can kind of space out. You don't have to cram it all in like radio friendly, and so. But yeah, no, there's we could easily go from, you know, 8 to midnight type of gig or whatever.
That's cool. And there's
You
a
know.
lot of cool places around here to play. believe it or not,
Yeah.
so.
You know, and I want to start small, just because, you know, this adventure is new in the blues, and blues rock is new for me, and you know, if I'm not gonna be well received, then I don't just go straight for the gusto and line myself out some massive gig and with hundreds of people and just embarrass the shit out of myself. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So start small.
That's
see.
a scary feeling.
Start small, see where it goes, and you know, I'm pretty confident that we could, you know, have a lot of fun in this area. If we keep it local.
You know what's cool too is like nowadays there's so much technology and you can record practices and get some good recordings and stuff. Where in the old days we used to set a little, you know, like the recorder we use for our jobs, you know, for interviews, and it sounded terrible. Or, well, like we were saying, I got all those VHS tapes there that I got to have converted, and those are all gigs that I did where I took this. It was old then, that VHS thing that you know, and I just set it somewhere because I just wanted to see how it, you know, I wanted a taste. I knew it wasn't good, but now I really want those back, you know, so I want to get those over on digital. But yeah, now
well, we do. We set up like just a condenser mic in the middle of the room, and you know that records everything. It's lo-fi. It's nothing. You know, it's not like high quality, but it gives us a good.
Then you can go back and listen.
Yeah,
and
we'll
even
go back
practice with your own self.
Yes, exactly, and it's really nice because you know there's been several times where someone in the band felt like, oh man, that song sucks. Like, ah, you sure, dude? I thought you nailed it. I'm like, no, I didn't get it. Well, let's go listen to it. And then we listen to it, and it's like, oh yeah, actually, I did that. Okay, cool. Like, perfect example is we were listening back, and Justin points at me. He goes, "That's you right there." I was doing a lead, and I go, "No, it's not. That's you." He goes, "No, it's not. I nodded to you and told you to take the lead." I go, "Are you sure?" And so we played back again, and again I listened in. It's like, "Oh, sure as shit, it was me." And so it's kind of cool.
It does feel good, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it wasn't you know some Yngwie Malmsteen, Eddie Van Halen face melting.
That's not the point. Yeah,
you know, but it was a nice little subtle blues lead on a slow blues song, and so I felt good about it.
Yeah, it does. There's nothing better, and I mean I seldom. I was a late bloomer playing music, and it. Son
of a bitch.
So, you know,
I didn't have pubes till I was 24.
Pretty much. I know I couldn't grow a good mustache at 24.
What are you talking about? Your senior picture, you had a mustache.
There were 5 hairs.
But they were long and black.
Yeah, true. But yeah, you know, gigging and stuff. I mean, I can think of a time where, and I won't name the drummer, but because it was you know, it doesn't matter the size of the gig either. You want to do well if you're getting paid and it's, you know, a festival, or
even if I'm not getting paid, I want to do well because I don't want to look like a dildo up there.
Yes. And I can remember it was just a little 3-piece, 2 guitars and a drummer, and we had this thing kind of worked out, and so we got hired to play just a little local little festival thing. And we were just set up in a park, kind of in a corner, and the drummer's like not showing up. And we're like, what the, you know, we got to do this. What are we going to do? And so finally he answers his phone, and he's sleeping. He went out the night before, and he was just hung over. I'm like, hey, do you want to, you know, can you come over and, can you come over to the park and play? We'll come get you, you know? So we brought him over. And he was so hungover that this was the only time this has ever happened to me, where in the middle of a song, he just stopped. And he goes, I can't. Sorry. You know, he was hungover, you know, he just didn't want to be there. Oh my God. I wanted to shrink.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But that was the beauty later on. I slowly got better. And then later the band grew and grew. And pretty soon I was like a 8-piece band. It's easy to not have to be so worried.
Right.
You know, sometimes I played air guitar because there was other guitar players, and I was like, I don't know what we're doing here, but
yeah, I'll just turn the volume down and act like I'm doing something. You know?
But then when we got to the point where it's just a 4-piece, that was finally the first chance I got to play lead, and yeah, you know, you want to do good every time because it's bad if you don't. Nobody wants to see that.
It's embarrassing. And
yes,
I've had embarrassing gigs.
Yeah,
oh
I have
my
too.
God!
No, don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Oh, we used to play years ago when we had the Roundup room in Pilot Rock before it burned down.
Classic.
Oh God, we used to play up there like almost every weekend. We'd be set up there playing, me and Tim and Justin, and Not the Justin I play with now, different Justin. Anyway,
Thank you
so
for clarification.
yes. And every time, we just get absolutely blitzed because, we would be paid in beer.
Yeah.
Tips, And so we just took advantage of it and
Absolutely.
got stupid. We were all, mid to late 20s, so it was like, yeah. And I remember one time I think it was around like hunting season or archery season, something like that. And so there was a lot of patrons in the bar and they kept buying us drinks, and this one table kept bringing us shots and shots of tequila at that. And
you're hitting that and playing music.
Yeah, and so we were going through and we're playing, and the song, if I remember right, was some sort of like typical country bar song. And it came time for my lead, and I was, normally I would just do like a real easy, like a, little sweep and pick lead, country style. And well, this time I decided to stomp on the distortion, and I just went into this roaring, face melting, tapping. It sounded terrible. I mean, I was, I mean, it was not good. And Tim looks at me with this look of disgust, like, what the F are you doing? And I realized what was going on at that point. I looked at him and I just said, I don't know. and so we like cut that song out early, and like we took a break there, and I was like, dude, I can't drink anymore. And so we just started like
funny.
tossing the shots when the guys weren't looking, you know what I mean? And
that reminds me, we'll just keep throwing stories back because it's fun to go over them.
Yeah.
With the band, we're playing a campground that's got a bar. It's up out of Goldendale.
Oh, okay.
And it's for a Harley Davidson forum group, right? So I mean, this was a pretty cool gig. Anyways, we took a break once, and at the time I had a hat, and I think I had gotten it in Jamaica, and it said Bob Marley, and I think there was a little pot leaf on it. But I didn't smoke pot, I just liked the hat.
Right.
And so I went in to get a beer, and this young couple came over to me, and they're like really cool people. They were really cool, but they're like, we were just driving by, man. We saw you playing. They're like, we noticed your hat. You want to smoke? And I thank you. I don't smoke, but the drummer walks in. My drummer smoked a lot. So I said, Frank, these are, people I just met, and, I hooked him up. He got so wiped out. Whatever they were smoking, he came back, and he was like a daily user, and he told me he had a hard time getting through the rest of the gig. He was so messed up.
Oh my God.
That's a scary feeling when you cross that line.
Yeah, when you hit that point where you're just like, you're supposed to play, but like you're not sure if you're gonna puke. Yeah. No.
I was usually pretty good. I mean, I always drank because it helped kill the nerves.
Yeah.
And I tried to, usually I was sweating and kind of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Up, so
you
I would
sweat your ass off up there on stage.
I might drink a 6-pack while I'm playing, but I never got. I tried to be careful because once you start losing that feeling, I do know one time I was getting anxiety before a gig, and I took a Xanny. I had a Xanax. I had a couple of them from flying, and I was like, well, this is for anxiety. Worst move I ever made. Now I know there are musicians out there and probably go, oh hell, but for me, suddenly the
metronome,
it was off, and I couldn't find it to listen to the music, and nothing felt right. I felt like I was a half beat off constantly, and it scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, see, for a lot of my adult gigging career outside of college has been, outside of playing with Tim, I played guitar, but has been as a drummer, and, playing drums in a bar, you don't realize how much alcohol you can consume because you're just back there just wailing away, and I would just be
sweating it right on.
Oh my God, I'd be so sweaty, dude. But the weird thing about it is, I'd be all done, and I don't know how much I would drink. A lot. I'm not going to be like, I had 14 beers. I have no idea. No idea. But
more than was normal for
right. But the next day was the fucking worst, dude. It was so it was a hangover. Like I would walk out like sober as a bird because I sweated it all out. but for some reason it just kicked my ass the next
In the
day.
morning. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd wake up and like everything would hurt, headache, just dry heaves.
Yeah.
It was awful. Oh yeah.
Life in the music industry.
Oh boy.
And the road.
Well, not really on the road. I kept it pretty local.
Yeah.
you
We
know.
only did a few on the road, but
Yeah.
we did play the marina a couple times, and
That's cool.
that was fun because they floated in a flotation thing, and that's where we put the band and stuff. And like I said, we got to stay in the sailboats, but you have to walk a long ways if you have to go pate.
Yes, yeah,
Um,
that would be. I would say the most fun. I'm gonna do two stories. I'm gonna go from when I was in like an original metal band in college, the most
Okay.
fun gig I had there,
Right.
and then the most fun gig that I had doing cover stuff. Okay, so we'll start with the college. When I was in college, we played a gig at this venue in Salem called the Ike Box. I don't know if you've heard of it. Anyway, very cool small venue, and there was like 6 bands on the lineup, and we were I believe we were the headliners that night, and it was one of those ones where maybe 200 people max. I mean,
Right, but perfect.
small.
Yeah.
And most of the crowd was, teenage to college age, high school to college age kids. And I mean, there was beach balls flying. There's people crowd surfing. And for this small little tiny little cafe normally that turns into a metal venue on the weekends, it was just explosive, and it was
Wow.
so much fun, dude. And anyway, and then fast forward a few years, and I'm playing drums for some older folks from the area, more seasoned musicians. One of
Sounded
them,
like you were like worked at the nursing home or lived at the
I
nursing
know,
home.
right?
No.
but
They were
one of whom is
older than you.
Yes, they were older than me. One of whom is no longer with us. So rest in peace to Mr. Grogan.
Yes. Gary Grogan.
Yes. Anyway,
Guitar player.
Yes, great guy, just an amazing dude. Anyway, so I started playing drums for them, and I would say the most fun I had with them was the second time we did the rainbow for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yes. That and the rainbow. I mean, talk about that place, the history of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's Pendleton's oldest bar, and it is like nostalgic AF in there. I mean, we're talking old school Western decor, just bar decor.
nothing's
and
changed for
no, for over 100 years, this bar has remained the same. And
same cook.
I know. Oh man,
Yeah.
fought for the North during the
Yeah.
Civil War. Anyway, and every St. Patrick's Day they put on a huge party. I mean, it starts at 6 a.m. They have guys marching in with drums and bagpipes and
That's
whatever.
wild.
And anyway, and they'll have like this open mic type setup, and then they'll have some like scheduled groups, and it's an all day party, and
all
yeah.
day.
And there is like standing room only.
Mhm.
It is elbow
Nut
to
to butt.
elbow. And the reason why I loved it so much is because I was behind my drum set. I had all the room in the world.
Yeah. You were the only person.
Yeah,
And even that was probably tight.
No, I actually had a pretty good, like about this much room behind me, the way the stage was set up. And so in between breaks, I would just go back there. You know what I mean? I didn't try and go out and get drinks, because all I'd have to do is because we were playing for beer, and I would just tell the bartender to come up and say, "What does everybody want?" I'd say what I wanted, and they just set it by my foot, and I'd drink it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was great. And then at one point, I got to tell about one more gig.
Do it.
And then at one point, we switched to Gary took a break from playing music. This was before he passed, but he had some other things come up, and he took a break from it. And I switched to guitar, and then we brought in a new drummer and started playing again. And then we got to play the Stetson's underground parking lot there.
Oh yeah, right.
And that was a lot of fun. That was, very
What are the
crowded.
acoustics like in a basement garage? Commercial garage,
Oh, it's shitty. I mean, we had it pretty well set up to where like sound was going every possible direction, and it was really loud, and
Mhm.
so I mean, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, made it, and actually that was an actual paid gig, and we made quite a bit of money, and yeah, that was a blast.
Nice.
So,
I don't think I ever made that much money. I mean, especially when you have a big band, you know,
Right.
when there's a horn section, a keyboard player, 2 guitar players, a bass player, a drummer, you know, and then the singer. Man, we never, and a lot of times we would, like the lead singer and I, we would kind of just donate our share to other members that maybe needed a little more money or, you know, something like that. So, you know, because we were like, we're just doing it. We didn't want the cash. But some of those guys were young and they're like, you know, hey, we need to, you know, cash out. We need some money. And they were way more talented. So we felt like we owed it to them, you know. But I think the pinnacle of my career, music career, was playing north of here at the Fiery Foods Festival in Pasco, Washington. Now, this was cool because they had a stage, and it was the first time that I ever had someone bring me a towel and a bottled water, you know, and just cater to me. Most of the time, you know, they cater to you in these bars and stuff, but it's never, that one really felt cool, you know, and I didn't feel so sleazy. I felt like a real musician. But after that, we pretty much crashed. But we played all over the place in
That's
around
awesome.
Oregon, I should say. I mean, you know, we've traveled East Coast, West Coast. We got up to Canada twice.
That's so cool, dude. That's so cool.
I made that last part up.
Oh, okay. Nah, we never left Oregon. But hey, it was, I loved every minute of it.
It's fun. I think everybody should be in a band.
Yeah, anything. Just grab a tambourine, grab a cowbell, some sticks. I mean, just go with something.
Did you say my phone was buzzing or yours?
Oh, mine was.
Oh. It's buzzing as in you got to get the heck out of here?
I think so. I think I'm being called.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got a solid 45 minutes in today.
Oh, snap. Hey, look at that. Just imagine what we could do if we actually had an agenda.
Yeah.
Which will happen. I promise.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and make the greatest show in the world.
You know, I learned something though, Joe. I've been watching these younger kids. They don't really have an agenda. They get an outline.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
they go in and they just shoot it, because if you try to do too much agenda and like line it all out, it's too much. It's too much work.
Yeah, and it gets
to
a little,
get into
it gets
so
a little, it gets a
you
little
kind of got to
robotic.
go in there. And I noticed they always have their phones and their iPads. I would have my phone, but it's, you know, that's what I use as a camera. And they're always just
doing it
on the spot. So I'm trying to be hip. All right.
No, I love it. I think it's great.
Plus, there's only going to be, you know, what, 9,000 people that will watch this. I mean, what was our numbers last time?
Like 87.
Hey, that's not that bad.
It's not.
All right. Well,
You had no
thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me, man.
It was fun. It was a short one, but that's all right. Actually, about 50 minutes is about right. Nobody wants to listen to this shit much longer than that. So. I want to thank tonight's guests, listeners, and sponsors: Bill Murphy Roofing, Wandering Wizard Concepts, Vertical Jigs and Lures, DCL Photography, The Shop, Liberty Detection, DieselFuelFilterKits.com, History Hunters, and Firearm Antiquities. Firearm Antiquities, meddled by MOURA, and the JON P Salter Foundation. All sponsors can be found online and on most major social media outlets. That's a wrap, folks. Thank you again, Joe. You were great.
Yes, thank you.
Until next time, keep your nose clean if it takes both sleeves, and say nice things about us, because we are gone.
Stay frosty.